I am paranoid of taking selfies because taken from the front, my nose looks too big. Taken from the side, my chin looks like Jay Leno. Whether this way or that way, up, down, or as far as I can reach, there is no good angle for me or the selfie, except death. You know, death is a good statistic when it comes to the selfie. And I really suck, as you know, at taking selfies. I was reminded when I moved to California for a boy by my mom that I will be eaten by sharks. I came up to her and said, well, Mom, in fact, instead of being eaten by sharks, the death of selfies is outnumbering that fact right now. True fact, you can look it up, even ask ChatGPT, that more people die from selfies than shark attacks. So I went to LA, or more specifically met this boy in Brentwood, California, my now ex-boyfriend, after a load of laundry on New Year's Eve, when he decided to tell me, you know, we should see other people, but I want to see you still. And he did this in between a load of laundry on New Year's Eve, and I should have noticed then because I was neatly rolling my socks into twos, and he rolling and tumbling them like Kobe Bryant in the NBA in threes. I mean, how the hell do you roll socks into threes? I can't even roll them into twos. Anyways, I dragged my suitcase back over the Canadian border, sludge and snow. As you can see, it doesn't work too well with a jumpsuit like this, but I dragged that suitcase back over, and you know what my mom said to me? That guy was just fishing. And yes, indeed, he was just fishing, but he had a really big bite. Quite exciting. It was almost like a lightning strike, except that's cliche, and our relationship was nothing cliche. Our relationship was far from it. He would go out into the backyard because, you know, it's only been raining a lot in California lately, so seeing a lightning storm or thunder is something that you want to take pictures of. He'd run out into the backyard with his selfie stick, which I thought was a lightning rod, and run around and try to take the perfect selfie. In fact, many people a year die from doing exactly that. Death again. And it's interesting, you add planes, trains, and automobiles and any moving parts, and people still like to text and drive. I don't know why, but they still do. And some of them even add banana peels to their brakes, or even in my case, they take a selfie in their Porsche 911 as they drive down the Highway 401. This is how I met my boyfriend. Me driving down in my Subaru Crosstrek, and he right behind me in a Porsche 911. Ooh, that's so sexy. Except when he crashes right into you, taking a selfie while he's driving. So we get out of the car, and I look at the damage. He looks at his, and he says, "Hey, nice bumper." And I'm like, "All right, buddy. Like, I don't know where you're from or what accent that is, but we've got a score up here." And he said, "You know what? I'm a good guy. I'm from Los Angeles." So, being the woman that likes to get struck by lightning, I looked into his eyes and I said, "Okay, if you want to take care of me and this damage, we'll exchange pictures later tonight." And that's what we did. I exchanged pictures of my rear end and his front parts. And here we were having dinner later. After dinner, like any relationship, it gets tough being long distance, he in LA and me here in Montreal. So we did what every relationship does. We took selfies. In fact, post-relationship, I counted 637 selfies. 20 of them I sent. Of those 637 selfies he would send me, I will have to say in all fairness, they came in blurps. 1, 2, 3, 15 selfies later, he would say to me, "What do you think?" Here came number 16, a picture of his and 17, a picture of, should he really be that close to the oven with that hanging out? Well, I am just glad I have an iPhone and he an Android, because it let me think with those 3 dots, just waiting and thinking, because what else do you say to someone other than, "That's nice, thank you"? Instead, I didn't want to keep him waiting that much longer, so I sent a series of emojis. Unicorn. That probably gave him a wrong signal that I wanted to see other people from the start. Anyways, I didn't think too much of it until 208 selfies later when I met his mother. She was a super nice lady from Brentwood, California, of course. These two people born and raised and live in LA. It's so weird to meet people that haven't moved there from anywhere else. But here they were, and she loved me. So she decided to do what every soon-to-be mother-in-law would do. She brought out the baby book. Here he was in the kitchen, minding his own business, and down came the stairs with his mother with this blue little baby book. And he ran out, the most terrified man I have ever seen in my life, screeching like a dinosaur. Ah! Ah! A man that sent me 637 selfies was afraid of this baby book, but his mother opened it with great joy. "Ah, look at my baby here, naked in the bath, naked on the couch, naked listening to music, naked in the backyard, naked in the beach." And I laughed to myself because I thought, well, not too much has changed. I had pictures of him naked everywhere. In fact, she had just one album. I had 26 more. And, well, being the person that I am, revenge porn isn't my thing, and, well, revenge or pornography. So I decided to delete all 637 selfies except for 3. 3 of those photos were pictures of us as a couple. The first when I arrived at the Santa Monica Pier, the second in front of Runyon Canyon, and the third in front of the Hollywood sign. We were in love, and we were fully clothed. Now, thinking about the past, I was thinking, how do I get back there? How do I get back to a place that reminds me of all these good memories? So I looked through Instagram like any stalker ex-girlfriend does, and I looked at my photos and at his, and definitely he's following a lot more women. And it's interesting when you look at women on social media and go through your feed, and I look at them for recipes, relationship advice, and he's looking at them for bikinis. Of those photos, though, what would interest me even more on closer look is not one of them really are selfies, but instead taken by the Insta husband. No, not Joseph Gordon-Levitt in all my Instagram stories. Take that, ex-boyfriend. But rather, the Insta husband is a loyal partner that takes photos of you in your perfect angles, in your perfect poses, on the perfect beach. love that Insta-husband. However, if you do fall out of love with the Insta-husband, a good fact to know is that you can plan a trip to the Grand Canyon, 2021's top selfie death destination. Here at the Grand Canyon, 12 people a year step too close to the edge, and oop, there's a bad echo. Oh, if only. Anyways, well, one can dream. Moving on now to my life here in Montreal, which is as exciting as my pantsuit. I think of, well, how can I really bring back those memories? So before I left Santa Monica, I took a picture of myself in front of the Santa Monica Pier. That picture of myself with the waves crashing up behind me, I was one with the sea. Because you see, the best selfies are not the selfies that we really just take of ourselves. The best selfies are the ones with me and my friends, with my head cut off, and somehow my chin is cocked up, and my nose comes out like a comedy beak. Somehow we capture laughter, and with them I will never be alone.